Hey everyone, welcome to eXp Insider Live, where we talk about all things eXp, and we answer all the questions. Why are so many people joining this company every single month? Well, we're going to answer all those questions for you today, talk about everything that eXp has to offer, and we are live streaming. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send us a question, and we'd be happy to answer it for you. I am one of your hosts today. My name is Frank Panunto. I am Vice President of Growth. I work on the team of this special person that's with me today, my co-host, Ms. Amy Weaver.
Hey guys, it's so good to be with you this evening. This is our third time, Frank, together on a Tuesday evening. And so we're so excited to talk to you about all things eXp. And as Frank mentioned, we will do our best to answer any questions that you guys leave in the chat. And we're super excited to just share with you guys today.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We're part of this company that we just absolutely love, and speaking about it just gets us more fired up. So who are we and what is all the noise? Well, we are the largest independent real estate brokerage on the planet. And let me tell you what that means. That means we are not, and I will say not with an N-O-T, we are not a franchise. We are one brokerage. So, when you talk about culture and you talk about a family atmosphere and winning, all of that feeds into the fact that we are one single brokerage, Amy.
We are. So you'll see a lot of supporting each other, a lot of sharing playbooks, successes, ideas, everything. The collaboration is incredible. And I think, you'll hear that a lot from other brokerages, but here we don't just say it, we actually do it and we mean it. And we get to witness that every single day. So as you can see, the trajectory of our growth has just been outstanding over the past 16 years. And it's going to continue to do that. We are right now experiencing a huge momentum. Like we're just capitalizing on so many things that are happening in the market. We've got great leadership, all of which are, real estate agents. They've been there, they've done that. And so we really understand agents and what agents need. And that is our main focus, is figuring out what the agents need in the time that we're in and providing that for them.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate what you just said, because it's so important. When we're talking about Glenn Sanford, Leo Pareja, Amy Weaver, Sean, all the executive leadership, everyone's a licensed real estate agent. So when we talk about agent-centric, which is probably the most overused word in our industry, because most people say it, but they can't back it up. Throughout this presentation tonight, we're going to give you many examples of why we are the most agent-centric company. And this is one of them. The fact that every single decision is made by a real estate agent for a real estate agent is the mere definition of agent-centric. So if it's not in the agent's best interest, it doesn't exist.
Yep. And we hear that every single quarterly business review that we're in, when we present ideas to Glenn or the ideas flow, he always has the heart of the agent top of mind. And so, and he says that out loud, and we love that. So let's go to the next slide, Frank.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, look at here. We have the 2023 numbers, but we also have 2024. So when you look at this, you'll see that we are the largest real estate brokerage firm in the U.S. and also are number one in units. So this is an example of that. And then we have over 500,000 units that we did in 2024. So just incredible growth when the market, slowed down, and, we saw a shift in momentum with, real estate sales. We continue to close deals and get things done around here.
Yeah, and I think it's important to emphasize that, because I think there's this misconception out there that all we do at eXp is recruit and attract people, when the truth of the matter is it's all about production here. When you think about that, 355,000 2 years ago, over 500,000 homes in the past 12 months. We're going this way when the market's supposedly flat, or going this way. What does that say? It tells me two things. One, I think we have the best prepared agents in the industry. I really do. I mean, our numbers prove it. Two, our platform works. So they're plugging into the tools. And I tell people that, I'm like, if you want to be successful at eXp, the recipe is very simple. You got to think big and you got to plug in. If you plug into the people, you plug into the platform, that's when great things happen.
That's so true. And we're building that for them everything, every time. Again, once we're, meeting, we're trying to find more tools, better technology for our agents to be able to plug into their businesses. And we want their businesses to be as big as they want them to be. So super proud of this. And we have a couple of accolades here, Frank.
Yeah, so number one growth leader in the industry, which is awesome. We are ranked number one in real trends, and you can see all the different awards that we're getting here. And again, this is just proof on how well our agents are doing in today's environment.
It is. And then this is a link where you can go and see the top 250 teams, the top 250 individuals, anything that we're talking about today. If you guys want to dive deeper, shoot us an email or a work chat if you're at eXp, and we'll be glad to dive into any subject deeper that you want to know more. But we also just released our top teams, and it was incredible to see the names on the list, and the production that they're doing is incredible. I think that we said if we took the top 250 teams and they were a brokerage themselves, they would be number 4, number 5 in all of the US, which is incredible.
It's amazing. You also touched on something else that I think is also kind of to the foundation of the company is transparency. This whole company is about transparency. So, and I love that. I love there's no secret curtain that you have to look behind to really find the dirt, right? Everything's here in the wide open for us.
Hey, and this is live, and my battery's about to die. Don't know why, because it never is. So I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to go to the next slide. Hold on, Frank.
Take it while you're plugging in. No problem. So cloud-based freedom. I love it. Cloud-based freedom. What does that mean? So a lot of people say, well, you guys don't have brick and mortar. I don't understand how you even function. Like, how does this company work? And I say a couple of things. One, if you look at all the new companies that are coming out now, a lot of people, they're basically trying to mimic our model. The cloud-based model is what's up. I mean, nobody wants all the overhead anymore. So that's one thing. And because we don't have all that overhead, and we'll talk about it later, that frees up a whole lot of money that you can do some special things with. And that's something we'll talk about as we go further on in the presentation. But some of the advantages of being cloud-based are just this. It's a cloud-based platform. You can access it from anywhere on this planet 24/7 at any time. So if you're on vacation or if you're in another part of the country, you're in another part of the world, business doesn't stop, right? I always tell people, if you're in a slump, go on vacation, your phone will ring off the hook, right? But yeah, it's true. But the fact that you have full access to the platform, all the training and development, everything is there for you. All the supports that you need is available to you 24/7. So Amy, you want to talk about some of the services that we have?
Sure. So our training and development, we have over 50 hours of training in every single week. And we have our agents, it's the top agents that are teaching these classes and doing these trainings, because we feel it's really important for the agents to be experienced and actually be in the field, boots on the ground, because they're in there, they're doing it. So they identify with what the needs are out there in the real estate world. And so those are the guys that are out teaching our agents best practices and again, sharing their playbooks. So super excited about, how we do that with our icon agents. And then our technology, we'll go over that in a little bit, but it's state of the art. And as I said, like, we're always looking to upgrade that. We're looking for, what's the newest and latest and the best, because we want to provide the very best for our agents. So working from anywhere is amazing, because you can get these classes on demand. You can be sitting on a beach. You can be at your desk if you so choose. You can be in an office. Like, we do have agents that have offices, and we also have Regis offices that our agents get memberships to when they choose to join eXp.
Yeah, it's awesome. And one thing I love as you're moving on is we talk about training. I think one of the great things about the company is that we have something for everybody. And I always tell people that the great thing about this company is everyone has a peer group. So whether you're a brand new agent just getting started, or, we've all been in different offices where the number one agent is everybody's kind of going to them for advice, but who do they get to go to? They don't have a peer group. Here we do. We have everything from A to Z. We have people brand new doing zero that just started. We have people doing over $1 billion worth of sales, and then everything in between. So wherever you are in your path and your journey in real estate, you have somebody to hook onto. And I love that about the company. So the trainings you were talking about, people need to understand it. Those are live trainings. But we have thousands and thousands of hours of recorded trainings to address any need that you have.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then for $85 a month is what we charge for this incredible all these different pillars of benefits that our agents get. And so we like to call this the vending machine of benefits that our agents get. So the technology, the lead generation, the CRM platforms, again, the training. I want to tap into a little bit and talk about Canva Pro because our agents absolutely love Canva Pro. That was a big deal when we announced that at our last eXp Con in October. That is just an incredible resource for our agents to really just, easily download any kind of marketing materials that they have. And so that's been a really big hit. SkySlope is an incredible platform for them to do their business, to upload their documents. Super easy, super simple. And our compliance team does such a great job of letting our agents know like when something is needed, when something is missing. They do harass you a little bit, but that's good because everybody wants to get paid at the end of the day. And so that's a great thing. We have over 2,500 staff members to support our agents. And so it's wonderful because when they have a question or when something's needed, they're going to get an answer. We talked about KB Core a little bit. Revenos, we had over 44,000 referrals go out in 2024 to agents, or leads to go out to agents that they received, and over $1.4 billion in transactions from those leads. So an incredible tool that we have. Our agents go and get certified, and Revenos is just an amazing way for our agents to continue to build their business. Fast Start. Fast Cap? I want to talk about Fast Cap. Do you want to talk about that, Frank? Because that's something.
Yeah, Fast Cap is awesome. So it gets back into our training. Our eXp University is off the charts, headed by Brian Ellington, who is one of the most respected names in education and training in our entire industry. So Brian has put together an unbelievable library for us and all these different trainings. But Fast Cap, let's talk about that. We did a beta test last July with that. There's like 150 agents somewhere around there. And it's a 6-week program, which is included. It's free. You don't have to pay extra for it. Again, agent-centric. But these agents went into that program 6 weeks. And the average of those agents in those 6 weeks were 4 transactions in the period of 6 weeks. So now, obviously, it worked. We took it off. I think we've put over 4,000 people through that program since July till now, and it's constantly running. So an unbelievable program, unbelievable. And I talked about it before about plugging in. Here's a perfect example. You come in, maybe you're not achieving the level of success that you want, or you're brand new. Because a lot of people ask us that, right, Amy? Is the eXp okay for new agents? Like, is there a place for me? Do I fit in? I hear about all these powerhouse teams, but do I fit in? Absolutely, yes. And we have the training for you to make sure that you guys get off on the right foot. So Fast Cap, 6-week program, free, included in your monthly $85 fees. Unbelievable. 6 weeks you plug in. We get you absolutely trained on our entire platform, give you action items to make sure that you're getting off onto your journey in a positive way.
I mean, I can't, that just speaks volumes that we can, that's part of the $85, and we can literally get agents writing 4 on an average 4 contracts coming out of this. So getting our agents into production is really important. We don't want just, agent bodies. We want these agents to be able to provide that for their families. This is a reason that they went and got their real estate license. So we want them to put it to use. So when Brian talked about this, I was super excited because I knew that it was going to make a difference in those agents' lives. And so I love that we have this. Another thing that I just want to point out is the support, again, from our broker team, from compliance, from IT assistants, and us, the growth team. So again, we have over 2,500 employees, staff members at eXp that are ready, willing, and able to answer questions, give agents their support. And if you go into, and there's several different ways to connect with us, but in Frame, if you go into Frame to talk with a broker, I think that the average wait time is less than 2 minutes to get a response. And that's incredible.
Yeah, it is. I mean, think about this. In a traditional brokerage model, the broker might have a bunch of different jobs, right? They might have to be in charge of recruiting. They may be in charge of CE. They may be in charge of putting out fires. They may be in charge of paying the bills. They have all these different things on their plate. And then what happens if they're not there and you have an issue? You might have to wait hours or a day, the next day, or even what if it's after hours and you can't get them and you're stuck? So what I like about us is our broker team has hours from 7 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. They have coverage after that, and they have coverage on the weekends. So, I love the fact that everybody has access to our broker team. And that's their only focus, is to take care of the agents. All those other things are other people are handling that. And then we also have a separate compliance team. So every contract that is entered, the compliance team takes a look at every single document, every single transaction, make sure all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and that everybody's compliant, and we don't have to worry about any problems down the road. So I don't think there's any replacement for having access to those people. It's such a key thing. And one of the things I hear a lot, Amy, from people who do join us are they can't believe how accessible our brokers are. And that's just, again, agent centric. Goes back to that whole thing.
It really does. And I want to talk about, our agents, the speed of which they get paid when they close a transaction. Again, compliance is going to stay on top of you. So if there's something missing in your files, they're going to let you know. And if you, when you have a closing and everything is in order, then on average, they're getting paid in 14 minutes. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. So I want people to understand this. You don't necessarily have to take the check, mail it in or whatever. We don't wait for that check to get to us before you're paid.
I
You
see the picture of it.
Friday at 2:00 and you're back in your office and you upload your closing disclosures and a picture of the check, you can get paid in 14 minutes later. So it's an amazing thing. And we're going to talk about revenue sharing just a little bit. There's also a feature there where we have a pay now button where you could get paid literally in probably about 20 to 30 minutes. So there's all these different opportunities, but we know this. We know agents want to get paid. Their money is number one. That's a priority. And we are constantly trying to improve our systems to make sure that they're paid quickly and taken care of as best we can. And I think when you hear 14 minutes, I've never seen anything or heard anything like that.
As you said, it's important to our agents. So what's important to them is important to us. And so when that's something that matters to them, we all have bills that need to get paid, right? So that's important that gets into their account as quickly as possible.
Brokerage speaks about support, though, Amy. We think about the number of transactions we talked about before that are going through this company, and the people to be able to get paid at that speed. That means you got your systems in check. Everything's going. Everything's rolling.
That's true. Absolutely. I want to talk a little bit about some of our other divisions. We have a luxury division that is over 1,700 agents strong. I need to get an updated number, but that's incredible. We're growing by leaps and bounds, and just an incredible program. We acquired LuxVT a few months back, and so the benefits that the agents receive when they're a part of the luxury division are just outstanding. If you want more information on that, let us know. We have a luxury toolkit and we have a luxury slide deck that we can share with you. We also have commercial, and we found out last week for commercial, for $500 a month, you get co-star and all these other amazing benefits. I'll have to look that up in a minute. But Sean Murphy, I texted him while we were on here, and I'm like, Sean, what do you get for the $500? And so he gave me a list of different benefits that you get when you're a part of the commercial division. We're in over 27 countries now, Frank? Yeah. 24, and we added 3, and I know we just opened up in Peru, and that's super exciting for us. But guys, there's just so many things, and we want to offer all of this to our agents because it's not a one size fits all. It's there's going to be, it is a one size fits all. There's going to be different things that our agents are interested in getting more involved in, or there's going to be parts of this vending machine, these pillars of value that you're going to want to plug into more than others. But when you look at all there's just so much. So we ask the agents, find what's important to you and then dive in, and then we can grow from there.
Yeah. And then the last 2 things I'll touch on this screen are, one, the military network, which is really important for us. So that's a whole thing. Wherever there's a military base anywhere in the country, we are all connected and networked, which is a big thing for our agents, and internationally too, I think, right? I think our base is international as well. There's connection there. And the last thing I'm going to touch on is healthcare. There are healthcare opportunities for everybody who comes to eXp. Listen, I'm a family of 6, so we saved a little over $500 a month when I went on to this plan. And when you have over 80,000 employees, agents, or people in the network, you get really good costs. So our premiums are really good. Our deductibles are really good. Everybody can get a free quote when they get here, but just the fact that it's available for anybody who joins us is a really big deal.
It is a big deal. I love
Yeah.
it. Going to the next slide. Let's talk about our compensation package, Mr. Panuto.
All right.
So whenever you join eXp and you're a solo agent, then you're going to come in at a $16,000 cap. And the split on that is going to be 80-20, 80% to the agent, 20% to eXp. So let's just break it down. If you have a $10,000 commission, then $8,000 is going to go to you as the agent. $2,000 is going to go to eXp. So 2,000, if you divided that into the 16K, it's going to take you 8 transactions to cap if every check comes in at 10,000. After capping, you're going to earn 100% commission for the remainder of the year, just less a transaction fee. That's a pretty good deal, right, Frank? And we have fast cap, or we want them to do this quickly. Some agents are going to cap, in a month or two, and some it might take longer. It seems like once you cap, it gets quicker and quicker every year because you start to be more consistent in your business. You start to have more referrals, and then you have more clients that they're telling their friends and family about you, or repeat business. And so it's really an amazing model that we have, especially with all the value that you get with it.
Yeah, and then we call it a compensation package for a reason. There are multiple revenue stream opportunities for every single agent that comes to eXp. The commission structure, which Amy just covered, obviously very aggressive, very pro agent. The fact that you can get to 100%, but the truth of the matter is you can actually make more than 100% here. We're going to talk about some of those opportunities. So we just covered the commission part. The next part I want to talk about, here's the standard cost. Just go through this and then we'll get into the rest of it. So here's the costs that go along with it. It's $149 to join eXp. That's a one-time fee that gets you onboarded with our company. There's an $85 a month cloud brokerage fee. That's that vending machine that Amy talked about. So you put an $85 coin in there every month and you get access to all of that stuff, which is great. And then when your transactions come in, it's another $85, not to be confused with the cloud brokerage fee. That's broken up into 2 pieces. $25 is our transaction review fee. Every single file that comes in, our compliance team takes a look at it to make sure everything's covered. The remaining portion of that, the $60, is risk management, otherwise known as E&O insurance. So that's paid per transaction, and that caps at $750. So if you've done enough transactions that you hit $750, then we won't collect it anymore until you reset on your anniversary year. Those are the standard fees.
And that $149, I just want to say, it does cover the first month that you're with us. It covers that $85 cloud brokerage fee, as well as 250 business cards and I think a couple of file folders. So that is really no profit to us. It just covers like all those things that are included.
All right. Let's talk about this. So we talked about commission. Now we're going to talk about a couple of different opportunities for you. And one of them are our company awarded stocks. What does that mean? That means eXp is going to reward you with stock just for hitting certain production benchmarks, things that you would do on a daily basis anyway. As an example, every year when you have your first closing, eXp is going to give you a $200 stock award. So I always ask people 2 questions. Number one, how many houses do you have to sell at your current brokerage to get ownership in that brokerage? And then number 2, how many houses do you have to sell to get back the company dollar that you paid to them? We're going to answer both those questions in just a second. So I just gave the answer number 1. There's a pop quiz at the end of this. The answer number 1 is when you sell your first house here, you get a $200 stock award. And that is every single year to year that you are at eXp. $200 stock award for your first close. Every year that you cap, you get an additional $400 stock award. So essentially, you're getting $600 worth of stock every year that you cap. And the example that Amy gave you, I think it was only 8 transactions.
8 transactions.
I mean, that's crazy, right? It's less than 1 a month. And you can earn $600 worth of stock. I mean, do that for 10 years. That's $6,000 worth of stock that was given to you. I mean, that's real money. Now, there's also another $400 stock award. If you were to attract somebody to eXp, when they have their first transaction, you will get a one-time award of another $400 when they have their first closing. So these are just stock awards that the company gives you as a way of saying thank you and great job. There's other companies out there that when you cap, you get a cap. Or there's other companies out there when you're the number 1, number 2, number 10 agent, you get a nice certificate. That's great, but it's not worth a whole lot of money. where stock is. So that is those are company awarded stocks. There's another one. I'm going to skip all the way to the right of the screen where you see Icon Award. What does that mean? Okay, I'm glad you asked. So we talked about this commission split, 80-20, $16,000 cap. Once you cap, you go to 100%. Here's what's really cool. When you go to 100%, that transaction fee increases to $250 per transaction. That $250 also has a cap, caps at $5,000. For easy math, it's very simple. Once you cap, let's use Amy's example. You did 8 transactions. You do an additional 20 transactions. So 28 transactions in that example, a little more than 2 a month. You would then become what's called Icon, an Icon agent here. What does that mean? That means that $16,000, that cap that you paid, you have the opportunity to get that back in the form of stock. That's the answer to question number 2. How many houses you have to sell to get your money back? You get it back in the form of stock by becoming an Icon agent. So half of that money, the $8,000, comes back to you right away just for hitting the Icon status. The other $8,000 is broken up into a couple of pieces. One is we ask you to give back. You've done something right. We talked about our Icon agents teach classes. They sit on panels. They mentor. For doing that, you're going to get $4,000 worth of stock, and the remaining $4,000 is broken up by attending 2 of our eXp events every single year. It could be a regional rally, it could be eXp Con, which is a life-changing, business-changing event that happens every year. We actually have 3 of them now. We have one in the U.S., we have one in Canada, and we have one overseas somewhere. So by doing that, you would then get the $16,000 back in the form of stock. So really, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Icon agents get $16,600 worth of stock every single year that they Icon. That's life-changing. Well, you do that times 10, it's $166,000 worth of stock. I mean, that is retirement fund.
That's saying if the stock stays the same price. We don't know what it's going to do, but this is, you're already in the real estate world. You're doing real estate transactions. And so whenever you can be rewarded like that with stock for something that you're already doing, like that's an incredible deal, right? It's providing that exit strategy at some point, like it's at least contributing to the exit strategy, just depending, on what the stock does, but it's contributing to that because when Glenn came and created this company, he really wanted the agents to have, something that they could lean on in the years where, maybe they didn't want to work as hard anymore. So we're building that retirement and exit strategy for you going through by giving them the stock.
It could be a college fund. It could be a health fund if you have an emergency health situation. Could be a vacation fund, a lot of different things that they're giving you just for what you would have done anyway, as Amy said. Then Amy, do you want to talk about another path that we have, which is the agent equity program?
Sure, absolutely. So every time you have a closing, you can take 5% of your gross commission and you can buy stock at a 5% discount. So just by you can opt in or you don't have to for that. That's your choice. It's voluntary either way. So again, that's another value benefit that we have is you can purchase stock at a discount with your commission. And that is going to be readily available to you the very next day. If you decided, if the stock doubled, and you're like, hey, I want to cash that in, then you can. So that's a pretty good deal that we have there for our agents to be able to do. And again, if you take all these together, the compound effect of that can be pretty incredible for our agents. I told the story the last couple of times, but one of the things that I did when I was researching whether or not that eXp was a good fit for me, I spoke to an agent that told me a story about, him. He was in the early years, right? And our stock was doing really well then, but he had been with the company less than 3 years and I had over $250,000 in stock. And he said, that's life-changing for my 2 little girls. And I immediately knew that I needed to sign to come on over to eXp because he was right. Like that is life-changing because I had already been in the business, 8 years and I had been the top agent many years and I had nothing to show for it other than a trophy. So when you think about this life-changing, not just for you, but for, your kids and your grandkids, then that's important.
Yeah. And you're leading to a great part. So we talked about a really agent-friendly commission split. We talked about company awarded stocks. We talked about the Icon Award. We talked about the Agent Equity Award. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about revenue share. So as Amy was just talking about exit strategy and all that, to me, this is the very foundation of agent-centric. So part of Glenn's vision also was that the agents share in the company dollar. So when we go back to the beginning, when we started this, we talked about, being cloud-based. Well, this is the big advantage of why we are cloud-based. Instead of having all that heavy overhead and all those costs and all that extra payments, which leads to pain, we don't have that. So that leaves a pool of money. So here's what happens. We talked about that 80-20 split, the $16,000 cap. That money's split in half. So the $16,000 cap, which is company dollar, half of that, which is $8,000, goes into what we call the revenue share pool. And then the other half is what we use to run the company. So basically 50 cents of every dollar that comes into eXp is given back to the agents in the form of revenue share. Incredible, Amy.
It really is. When you think about, there's so many opportunities that when you're excited about where you are and you look at all the value you get by being an agent at eXp, you're plugging into it, you're collaborating with other agents, and all you have to do is, when you have a deal across the table with another agent, they're often curious about eXp or where you are, or why you're so happy. And when you're excited, and that it can be super organic to introduce another agent to eXp. Oftentimes they're curious and you just have to answer questions or let the growth team help you. But it's just incredible when you think about half of the revenue of every dollar that we bring in is shared back with the agents who introduced another agent to the company, and then they saw the value. Is very exciting. And I get excited because, it can be it can be a number where it's covering maybe a utility payment every single month. And maybe that turns into a car payment. And then maybe that turns into a mortgage payment, and it's not required. So we have agents that really want to lean into and only think about their real estate business transactions and, building a team or just, doing as much real estate as they can. They're really not interested in revenue share, and that is okay. Only about 14% of our agents actually receive any revenue share on a given month. And so that means 86% of our agents don't. And that is okay. So if they want to do that, what I've noticed though, Frank, is, over time, they start to say, hey, like I actually am interested in this. And so maybe you're only mildly interested in it, or maybe you're seriously interested in it. And again, like we give you the autonomy to run your business the way that you want to. This can be a business on itself. I love, Rich Tomasini has often described eXp as the superhighway. So we have 3 lanes, and we've got the one that's your real estate business, right? So you're going fast in the real estate business, and then while you're doing that, you're earning revenue share in that second lane. That's just coming with you, as you're closing deals or whatever. You're gonna get stock awards. And then that third lane is going to be the revenue share. You can either choose to get over there or you don't have to, but that's when you really, you maybe want to start working on your business and not as much in your business. And so there's so much opportunity within that, and you get to pick whichever lane you want to run in, or if you want to run in all 3. So we're here to support you with however you want to build your business. But this is just an incredible way for our agents to put a little bit of extra money in their pockets every month, or a lot of extra money in their pockets every month. And we see the whole gamut from a little bit to a whole lot. And so, but this is just part of the reason that makes eXp so wonderful. And I know for me, like, I want to shout out from the rooftops. I want everybody to benefit from everything that eXp has. And so it becomes really super easy to share the message when it comes from an authentic place, and the impact that this company, this brokerage, can have in those agents' lives.
Yeah. And so let's get people excited for a second.
Okay.
Last year, so everybody knows, we gave the agents over $200 million worth of money back. Over $200 million. So it's amazing. And kind of to your point, Amy, some people don't want to do it. That's fine. But it does happen naturally.
Yeah.
We see a lot of times that people come and they're so excited. They tell their friends or whoever they have a relationship with, you have all these business relationships that you build over years. And they're like, hey, listen, I want to show you something. Or the last I checked, unless you were born into a real estate company, like day one, you got your license and you opened your own company, which is very rare. Everybody was recruited to whatever company they're currently in. That's life. Like, you go through people to get to the next step. So The only difference between anybody who's watching this who's been recruited to their company, the difference is if you do it here, you get rewarded. It's just that simple. And to your point, why wouldn't you take advantage of that when it's the legacy piece? You were talking before about the example of the person who said $250,000 for my two kids. We work so hard in this industry. Listen, everybody, we are a pro agent, all right? And we understand how hard it is out there and what it takes. At the end of that yellow brick road, for the majority of agents, there isn't anything for them. So the fact that you can have this ongoing passive income stream that you can will to your kids to leave a legacy of all those years that you've put into this career is amazing to me. What an opportunity.
Really is. I have another story to tell really quickly. I had an agent that sent me a thank you note a couple of years ago because I was vacationing in Florida, and he had asked me, he's like, hey, I've got this, this really amazing team that would love to talk to you. I don't know if you have time this week. And I'm like, well, actually, I'm on vacation. And I knew he was in Florida. I'm like, where are they located? They happen to be like just 30 minutes away. I was like, better than Zoom. Like, let me take them out to dinner. So I took them out to dinner. We talked, all things eXp. We talked about them, what their needs are. I introduced them to eXp and gave them a little education, and they ended up coming to eXp. So he sent me a thank you note, and he said, I just appreciate you guys so much. When I just want to share a story. My son has been super sick over the last 3 months. And because of revenue share, I have been able to, and it was in North Carolina. I live in North Carolina. I've been able to travel to North Carolina and stay with him for 3 months and not worry about income coming in because I had revenue share that covered, all of my monthly obligations as far as his bills go. And he's like, that makes a huge difference to me. And that is why, like, this is such a great thing for agents to be able to benefit, because you never know when that sort of thing might happen. And it really does give you the freedom that if you want to go spend a couple of months, with a loved one that may need you, they're in a time of need, then hopefully you would be able to do that and not skip a beat. Like, you want to be with your loved ones, or, you want to take a vacation, like whatever it is, like it provides so much opportunity. And so I love that he shared that with me, because that is what gives us fuel, Frank, every day for us to continue to, be able to meet with these agents and really see the impact, again, that this brokerage is having on them. And so I'm like, yes, I love those. I love that you're sharing the story, because it just is fuel to my ears that I just keep doing this, and we keep going at it every single day. So thank you for that. So really cool story is that our revenue share model just keeps getting better and better and better. So we have 7 tiers of revenue share, and you can see the percentages on the right side of the screen there. And about a year ago, Mr. Glenn Sanford decided that we were going to have levels 1, 2, and 3 completely open so that our agents can earn full revenue share there. Used to have like a certain number of frontline qualifying agents. And we're not going to go too deeply into this. Remember, reach out to us if you want to learn more, you want to do a deeper dive into any of this. But basically what that means is to be a frontline qualifying agent is that agent needs to have earned at least $5,000 in commission in a rolling 6 months. So for those first 3 tiers, you don't need any frontline qualifying agents. If you have agents in either of those tiers and they're doing transactions, you're going to get the full amount of revenue share. So that was pretty cool. And he also wanted to reward our producers. And so if you are a capper, if you're hitting that $16,000 mark, or even if you're a half capper or a quarter capper and you're hitting that mark every year, then we're going to open all the way to tier 5 for 13 months after you cap. So that's a great benefit to our productive agents. And then if you are an icon agent, and Frank described that earlier in this little session here of eXp Explain Live, we're going to open up all 7 levels so that you don't have to have a certain number of qualifying agents in order to have full access to all of the revenue share. Pretty cool deal, Frank. Yeah,
it's pretty awesome. And we talked before a little bit of, our main focus is obviously going to be production. But it's funny because the biggest thing that attracts people to eXp is when you're a very productive agent, people want to know what's going on. So
They
your
do.
production actually leads to your attraction. So when we talk about it being, organic and natural, that's what we're talking about. So if there's a lot of mojo around you and your volume is going up, your units are going up, people notice and they want to say, well, what I'll have what they're having, right? So they want to know what's going on, and that becomes a natural attractor for you.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So again, like there's different levels of everything that we can share about revenue share. Better to do that one-on-one than here, but just know that this is, one of those benefits that you receive at eXp. And again, we have attraction calls that you can jump in and learn more, or we're happy to do a one-on-one with you, and you can learn more, all you need to know about revenue share.
Yeah. So we're really ingrained into making sure we give back. It's a big part of our culture and who we are. So through one eXp, extend a hand, all these different things that we're involved in, and that's a big part. So we believe in giving back. There's always things going on, whether it's Mother Nature or just life happens where something tragic may happen or occur. Then at eXp we jump in. We jump in and we help, and that's very important for us. And to make sure that we're supporting those who are maybe not as fortunate or are going through something pretty substantial.
Yeah, we had the fires out in California, where we did a big, a donation. We collected money for the families that were affected by that. And then here locally for me in the mountains of the Carolinas, Tennessee, and South Carolina, we had some devastation with the hurricane that came through, Helene. And we had agents that were boots on the ground there. We had agents that were giving supplies and waters and food via helicopter. So when we say, we care about each other, again, like we walk the walk, we don't just talk the talk, we actually do the things that are important, and that makes a difference for our agents. So we are absolutely dedicated to helping our friends and agents in need.
Absolutely.
All right. Another really cool thing that we have is our expert care desk. And that is someone, they are staffed 24/7. So, if you're wake up in the middle of the night and something's itching your brain and you need to get an answer to something, I've done that before. I haven't called the expert care desk, but I've had something wake me up in the middle of the night. There's someone there that can answer your questions. And if for some reason they can't answer your question, they're going to get you in touch with who you need to be in touch with. But how awesome is that, Frank, that we have that?
Well, and the fact that it's offered in multiple languages. So it's pretty cool. Again, when we talk about making sure that our agents are having the best experience, as real estate agents, we really focus on the customer experience. And from our leadership position, we really focus on the agent experience. So making sure that the agents have everything they need to be successful, that we just try to make their life a little bit easier. Here's another perfect example of what agent-centric means at eXp, and having a 24/7 concierge desk is just awesome.
Yeah, and those guys are great. Like I've been able to interact with them on quite a few occasions, and they're, again, like the love for our agents just radiates through like all the different departments. And so you guys are going to feel that. And we want to take care of our agents and let them continue focusing on the things that matter. All right.
Well, Amy, I think we did it again.
We did it again.
Yeah. So, so thank you, everyone. We are here every Tuesday night at 7:00 Eastern. I'm assuming there's no questions today, since you didn't say anything.
So it's all just accolades. People are saying, appreciate you doing this. Woohoo, let's grow. We love you guys. Winners always find ways to win. And so lots of accolades, no questions, Frank, just like they're supporting us, Frank.
I like that. Maybe our new slogan will be win at eXp. So we are winning, which is awesome. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Amy, as always, I love spending these 45 minutes with you every Tuesday at 7. Thank you for staying awake long enough. I appreciate it. And we will see you all again next Tuesday, 7:00 Eastern. Thank you, everybody.
See you next Tuesday. Bring your guest. We would love to answer questions for them. Let them know that we're here.